welcome back to La Casita Jardin. My name is Heather, and today we are going to be filming a little bit of a garden tour. And the main reason for that is, well, there's three reasons really. First, I will have a good idea of what things look like come January 2024 and have a record of what was going on out here and how things were looking and shaping up through the winter. And next, I always get asked questions. Number one, about the green stalk, which you can see right here behind me, and number two, about our Palram greenhouse. So that is going to be the main topics of our conversation today. So let's go on ahead and get this video going. Okay, so let's go on ahead and discuss the Palram greenhouse, which is just behind me here, as are our grow towers, but we'll get into the grow towers here in a moment. So let me go on ahead and aim you over here. Now, this Palram greenhouse is the smallest one. It is 7 feet high, 4 foot deep by 6 feet wide. It is an aluminum frame, and then of course there's the polycarbonate window frames, but this side here gets direct hits in the winter with the winter winds. The opposite side over here gets hit with the southbound winds, but as you can see, hopefully here in the video, there's no cracking. We also haven't had any issues with our frame getting torqued or moving. We also do not have any cracking over on this side. We do have a little bit more of a windbreak for the south side, just due to the fact that there's a housing track line that helps to buffer some of the wind. But we do have this guy anchored into the ground in the four corners down here. So she's just not moving, she's not going anywhere, and she's holding up really, really well. Now, if you live in a colder climate, you will want to heat the greenhouse. Typically, it stays about 20 degrees above whatever the outdoor temperature is. So right now with wind chill, it's like 32 is what it's supposed to be feeling like. So in there right now we're running in about the mid-50s. So the problem is that in the winter we still do drop down lower than that. Now if we had it heated and could maintain a 50 to 60 degree temperature consistently in there, we could probably grow some greens on and have really, really good like microgreens and things like that going. But we do not have electric out here to heat the greenhouse as of right now. Maybe sometime in the future we'll look at that, but that's way down the line. Okay, so the green stalks. This is also another question that I always get asked this time of the year, which is legitimate because you don't necessarily want to have to worry about maintaining any more than you have to in any homestead situation. So you don't want to add extra work onto yourself if you don't absolutely have to. Now the green stalks here, let me turn you around. These are our oldest green stalks. This guy right here, and then our strawberry green stalk right over there. They are our oldest green stalks. And we have not broken them down during the winter. We have left them up as you see them right now. Each tier contains about a cubic foot of soil in them. That's what Greenstock recommends. We still have the spinners attached, as you can see down below. And we have done nothing. They went through 50 and 60 mile an hour wind gusts, no problems. I'll get up on here. I mean, they're a little dirty, but that's not exactly surprising. But you can see there's no cracking in the plastics at all. So they are holding up well, and they are sturdy and stable enough to not fall over in really high winds. Now, for us typically here, we do not get a whole lot of really, really high winds, except for in the winter. We do have some intermittent in the spring, but that's just because we're in Tornado Alley. It's to be expected. Northbound in the garden here. The north wind can be brutal for us. And that's mainly because we just don't have any wind break for the winter wind compared to the southern side. Now, I will link here in the video, I'll do a link to the setup for the green stalks, and I will do a link to what we've done in the soil, because obviously, turn you around, we're allowing this to go dormant. Good job there, Macy. I don't know what you're digging up, but don't eat the moles. Okay, so the soil is looking really, really nice, and that's a good thing because we were having some pretty good soil issues. This bed here is the one that I am most concerned about. When I did the amending video, and I'll link it as well, I had gone on ahead and put some mushroom psyllium in, and it does seem to be finally retaining some moisture here. So that's a really good sign. But for the most part, everything, we have allowed it all to go completely fallow. So you can see, I think we may have had some cats digging in here. I'm not real happy about that. Possibly squirrels. We'll find small trees before too much longer in the spring. But everything is looking really, really nice. I think we're going to have a little bit better of a growing season this coming year. Also, if you saw the garlic video, let me show you what the garlic is looking like, because it's actually growing. It is a little limp, okay? I'm not overly worried about it. It's gonna be fine. Basically, down the entire bed here, all of our garlic has come up. Now, garlic does need some what is called cold stratification. So cold stratification is just a period of dormancy that it needs to be able to release the chemicals and enzymes that are naturally occurring in it to develop the bulbs. But they're all going to be okay. I think, I don't know 100% for sure in this one, but I am suspicious that a squirrel might have dug it up, because we've got some kickback here, but we'll see. I'll just keep an eye on that one. I might need to replant that one come March. But overall, they've come up, and if you are planting anything in the root vegetable category, the brassica category, don't get real excited and rip the plants out. So even though those guys are looking really, really limp, pretty gnarly, I'm not going to pull them out, because the energy that's down below in the garlic bulb, it's still there. So it will still send up nice green new growth once it starts to warm up a bit more consistently. So don't just go in and pull the whole thing out. You can try cutting it back, maybe covering it with some mulch, especially if you live in a really cold climate. Mulch it in really well, and then just wait, because the likelihood is it's going to come back on you. And that's true for beets, turnips, kale, radishes. The roots down below that bulb, that base, is still probably going to be good, even if it hasn't fully developed yet. So just give it a minute. Don't panic and just get rip out happy. We also, so back over here at the herb bed, surprisingly enough, the chamomile here is still alive. I couldn't hardly believe that. Most everything back here is currently dormant. The one thing that we are wondering whether or not it's going to come back is going to be our tarragon. We had planted this tarragon in here and I had started to cut it back. Obviously, I didn't get to the rest of it, but we are crossing our fingers that this big guy will come back and we can just have it perennially, because for whatever reason tarragon is really hard to find in our area. Who knew? We'll have to do some maintenance here, which isn't real surprising. You guys have seen me do that. This is the permaculture area. All of these plants in here are dormant, so we've got a lot of echinacea up in there, rudbeckia. There may be some zinnias that come back as well, lobelia. There's going to be cone flowers of all sorts in there, bachelor's button. It's going to be a riot next year. Hopefully we'll get some more of that wild evening primrose back. We'll have to see. I tried to let it get in there and take over, but we've also got some weeds developing, so that's part of the course. There's some plants in here that we have planted in an attempt to help keep out a lot of the undergrowth, the weed undergrowth that happens in there, because that can choke out a lot of the plants that drop seeds and then will come back from that, such as the wild evening primrose. It's not a perennial plant, but it drops a lot of seed, and so it will reseed itself basically, but that's only if we can keep those weeds from choking things out. She is going 90 to nothing here, and you were clean a half hour ago. Yeah, you were. Okay, and I think that's all I've got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a comment down below if you have a question about anything. I'm more than happy to hear from you guys and to respond. And if you guys have any ideas on things, if you have any ideas on things that I should be potentially growing in our permaculture area to help choke out those weeds, please drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, get some ideas, and maybe learn a few things from you guys as well. So, as always, keep it simple, natural, and essential. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.